welcome again to Minecraft Dad with me, Paul McJ. Welcome to a new tutorial, and today's tutorial we're going back to particles, which I haven't visited in a while. So these are going to be all the particles. This is my last video, so those are the ones that were included in the Garden Awakens update, the Spring to Life update. I haven't found any so far in the Chase the Skies update, but there's plenty of time for that, so let's get into it. So first things first, we need to go into our settings. So we need to activate cheats, as always, and also command blocks enabled. And we also need to put the following commands in. So if you want to command block, if you don't know how to do it, you just do this into your command prompt screen and go /give @player, and then simply command _ block, and you have a command block. And the second thing that we need to put into is our command block output command. This gets rid of all the command prompt outputs on the left hand side of the screen. So /give rule command block and then output, and then false, obviously, because we want to turn that command state to false, which turns them off. Right, so the first commands I'm going to show you are the ones that were added in the Spring to Life update. So this is the first one. Well, there's only two of them, but this is the first one. It's quite a cool little effect there, with lots of different coloured falling leaves. It looks quite pretty. And so this is the command particle. So this is biome _tinted _leaves _particle. That's quite cool, isn't it? And this next one is the firefly particle. Well, that's also quite cool as well. I quite like that. It's my favourite one out of this update. So simply, it's particle Minecraft firefly _particle. Pretty gnarly. Now on to the next section. So this is the eye blossom open effect. That's quite cool. There's in orange. So that's eye blossom _open. And this is the same effect, but eye blossom _close. And it's a dull grey colour. Personally, I think the orange one is nicer. So this is the oak leaves particle. Very similar to the first one I showed you, but obviously this is a very dull colour. So open that up, and it's pale _oak _leaves _particle. So this next one is the creeping crumble particle. I quite like this one. I'm not sure what to do with this, but you got to admit it does look pretty cool. I do like it. So that's creaking _crumble _body. And this is the creaking _crumble _head. So it's a very similar sort of thing, but in a different sort of orange colour. So creaking _crumble _head. Now this one I've got a button on because you don't want this repeat. So this is the breeze _wind _explosion _emitter. I did try this on a repeat with a lever and it crashed my world. So don't do that. But you got to admit it's a pretty nice explosion. So breeze _wind _explosion _emitter. So this is another new explosion effect. So this is wind underscore explosion underscore emitter. Just the same effect but on a smaller scale. Same thing. We don't want that on the continuous repeat, otherwise it will crash. So this next one is the trial underscore spawner emitter. That's quite cool. It's like a cool flame effect. So we'll do that again. Nice. So yeah, again, that's trial underscore spawner underscore detection. So this next one is the trial underscore spawner underscore detection underscore ominous. So it's the same effect, but in this cool sort of I don't know, is it like turquoise or teal colour? But yeah, I think that's better than the orange. So this next one is a soul fire flame. So it's a very tiny little flame of soul fire. Very useful if you're making it fire effects. You could make little torches with that on top. It's quite nice. So a small underscore soul underscore fire underscore. And this is the same thing, but obviously as a normal flame. So the code for that is small underscore flame underscore particle. And this one is a white underscore smoke particle. Yeah, alright, I suppose. A bit boring. So, white underscore smoke underscore particle. Now this one's quite hard to see. It's a new sort of directional sort of beam effect. Copper colour, so it's volt underscore connection underscore particle. I'm not sure where I'm going to use this yet, if I will use it, but yeah, of course that's alright. Now this one I forgot to include in my last video, but this is the Warden underscore dig particle. Still very cool. Didn't want to put this on a repeat, I just said this will break your world. Yeah, still pretty cool. So that's Warden underscore dig. And this one, last one on this section, is the cherry leaves particle. So cherry underscore leaves underscore particle. Very similar to the other ones, but as a slower sort of falling pink cherry blossom leaves effect. I quite like that. So cherry underscore leaves underscore particle. Now this next section are pairs of particles, and I'll show you what I mean. So this first one is the smash ground underscore particle. That is pretty cool. I think I will use that on something. I'm not sure quite what yet. As I said, this is on an impulse. As I said, don't put this on repeat. And this is another similar one. So this is the smash underscore ground underscore particle emitter. Yeah, very similar. And also still very cool. So actually not emitter, center. Now this next one is infested underscore ambient, and the next one is the infested emitter. So if I put these both on, as you can see, they basically look like the same sort of particle, but watch this now. So if they behave differently when they interact with blocks. So if I just put this glass block here over the particle, Now, as you can see, one of them sort of has no effect, so it goes through the particle, and the other one goes around the particle. So they both interact very differently. So this next pair, so this is the Raid Omen Ambient. And the Raid Omen Emitter. So we put these both on. As I said, it's very similar, and they both react very differently. One has no effect and the other is repelled by a block. Very cool. So let's turn them off. So the next pair are these. So this is the weaving underscore ambient and the weaving underscore emitter. Yet again, very identical. Now let's see what happens when they interact with blocks. I can't see any effect really that's different, so maybe not. Let's try that. Nope, no effect at all. So they don't always follow the same rules. Don't know why, but there we go. This next pair. So this is the oozing underscore ambient and the oozing underscore emitter. And let's just try some blocks again, see if there's any effect. Nope, doesn't appear to have any noticeable effect as well. Let's turn that off. This next pair. So this is wind underscore charge underscore ambient and wind underscore charge underscore emitter. Yet again, identical. Let's see if there's any noticeable difference whilst interacting again. Now these last few are actually in not a pair but three separate in a set of three actually. I don't know how I was pronouncing that. Now these are very different in the way they react with blocks. As you can see, the last one is following some sort of curve and the other two aren't. So this last one is the Trial Omen single. So let's go across here. Now as you can see, the last one has an effect, so it with the block, and so does the first one. So let's get rid of that block. There we are, it will resume following its course. Right, so that's all the new particles I can find. I'm just going to have a quick preview of the next video, which is going to be a tutorial on how to use particles in builds. As you can see, we've got a nice little section of command blocks running this area here. So we've got a laser door and an eye scanner. So if we scan the eye scanner, the laser door will disengage and you can walk through. And after a set duration of time, it's going to switch back on. And if you want to go back into the room, with the eye scanner, it'll go off. And there we go. And then it'll switch back on. Now the eye scanner will only detect the player that it's programmed to detect. If it's anybody else, it won't work, and if you try and go through the door, it's going to kill you. So I'll just show you how this works now. So I'll switch myself on into survival and we'll go through. Right, so we're now in survival. I'll try and walk through this door and it's killed me. Right, let's go back into there. Boop. Right, okay. So if we scan our iris and we can go through, now we can walk through. That should switch back on. And we'll go and we'll leave. There we go. Pretty cool. That camera is creeping me out though. Right, so that's it for this tutorial. If you did like what you saw, please smash the like button and subscribe. And I shall see you again in the next video. As I've said, the next video is going to be a long one. It's going to be a quite long tutorial on how to use all various different particles in your Minecraft builds. So stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you again for the next video. Ciao for now.